Not mean to let those children go without their toys, if she could possibly help it. So she answered, I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Then she came straight up to the...
So very recently, Netflix has released their new show, Snowpiercer, which came out this week's Monday. So the day I'm recording this yesterday, because I record on Tuesdays for those of you that didn't know. But that show has come out. It is based off the movie with the same name, Snowpiercer, that came out in about 2014, 2016. I'll place it here. I'll place it there, actually, to see if it lines up, to make sure I'm not just saying things. But came out around that time, and it was a really well received, and it is one of my personal favorite movies. So when I heard they was making a show, I got very excited. Now, for those of you that haven't seen the movie, and I'm surprised you haven't, it is very good, and go check it out. It's on Netflix, and you have no excuse, because that's where all my shows are that I record. It basically, the basic plot is the world is going through global warming, which it actually is right now, and basically, a whole bunch of governments start releasing this chemical that starts cooling down the Earth, and it works too well, and the Earth starts freezing over. But this one guy named, I think his first name's William Wilford, built this giant train that goes all the way around the world, and basically is all these rich people start buying up the tickets, and they live their lives in luxury on this train, while some regular people like me and you, they somehow get onto the train and they get sent to the tail, like the very back, the caboose train, and they barely get any food, no water. Basically, the movie follows the story of a revolution that happens. Now, in the show so far, they're releasing episodes weekly, and they've only released 2 episodes, so this review might be dated, but oh well. So far, it takes place 10 years before the movie takes place. And I kind of appreciate that, because I thought it was just going to be a retelling, and retellings are very good. One of my favorite shows that I haven't finished, which I probably should, is The Dark Crystal, and that's a retelling of the show The Dark Crystal. I'm pretty sure I need to watch that more. I might rewatch that show and do it for Midweek Mustwatch. It's very good. But I'm getting off topic. I don't have scripts for these videos, by the way. I did for the first 2, and then I said, first 2, 3, 4. Then I said, no, I don't need it. So now it's more of a tangent, but that's okay. So, it happens 10 or so years before all this. It's year 7 on the train, and there might be another revolution happening. But instead, one of the main guys in the tail section, Leighton, he gets pulled up to the front of the train. Not the very front, but past the tail at least. And he has to solve a murder, because he used to be a homicide detective before he got on the train. His past life, as they say. And I think that's very interesting, because many shows that are detective shows don't do it like this. Because I don't think any other show can say that, yeah, it's a detective show, but it's on a train, and it's not Murder on the Orient Express, which I haven't seen, but I'm pretty sure it's a detective movie. But it's also trains, so it's pretty good. I think the interesting thing about this show, though, is the fact that we get to see how they move between cars, because in the movie, there's going to be a lot of spoilers for the movie, and if you haven't seen it, then go see it after this video. But in the movie, basically, you just see them walking through car after car, and that was very interesting. But I always thought, wait, how do the brakemen and the staff go from that car to that car? How do they make that trip? And I never figured it out how. But in this movie, they answer that question by having this whole underground thing where the staff members ride on this little, like, what's the word? Like, not trolley, but yeah, we'll just call it a trolley. I'll place the actual word here, but I'm calling it a trolley, and they go underneath the main deck of the train. They can go up, and I found that very interesting, because there's a lot more world building. And I think that's what Snowpiercer needed, because that was my favorite thing of the show, was looking at all the cars and how they worked the grand scheme of everything. So I'm really glad that this show was made, and I've been super excited for it. And I wish there was more episodes, but it's coming out weekly, and I'm not the biggest fan of that, because I like to binge shows. I can't binge a show if it comes out one episode per week, like regular cable, but I got Netflix to avoid that. But what are you gonna do? I think having the main character be a detective and has to help everyone else on the train while being a tail is very interesting, because compared to the movie, the main character, played by Chris Evans, I think it's Chris Evans, I don't know, I'm pretty sure, you don't know anything about him. You just know he's decently smart, and he causes this revolution and gets to the very front. But in this movie, Layden's really smart because he was a detective, and now he has to do what his old job is, against his will, because he doesn't want to do that. But he has to do it so he keeps the tail safe. That's the whole goal, and I think that's really admirable. Admirable. I think that's the word. Oh well.
Admirable.
But it's very admirable, and I do think that Layden is a way better character than the main character in Snowpiercer, considering the fact that I don't even remember the main character in Snowpiercer's name. I should, but I don't. I'll place it there. But yeah, this show is really good so far. There's only 2 episodes, but if you haven't seen the movie and you want to get into it, then start with either. I think they're both a good starting off point, and I personally think the show's doing a better job with the movie, but the movie came out first, so I mean, what are you going to do? Overall, this show is really, really good. I was and still am a huge fan of the movie, so this show is everything that I love about the movie, and times that by 1,000 so far. And I think if you want to get into it, but you're still kind of hesitant, then if you're a fan of Black Mirror, then I definitely think you'd find this show and the movie very appealing, because it sets up like how a Black Mirror episode does, and that's always a clever way to do it. It's not British, though. There's British characters, but it's not strictly British, and I think that's fine. And yeah, this show is really good, and I'm loving it so far. So for now, I guess, unless they completely mess up the show, I don't think my opinions of it will change very much, but I give it, for the 2 episodes it has so far, a 9 out of 10 Wednesdays. But if it does completely mess up, because it's coming out weekly, then I'll come back and talk about it, because I like to share my opinions on shows. That's the whole point I made this channel. Well, this new version of the channel. But that has about do it, so bye guys. Stay safe out there. Hey, I'm North from Bucket Sign, and if you're new, then please hit subscribe and hit the bell. And I know every YouTuber says that, but it really helps, so really appreciate it. If you liked this video, then go check out some of my other midweek must-watches. I did Black Mirror for my last one, and that show was really good. So if you want to hear my thoughts on that show, or if you want to see a different type of video, like a vlog, then I have those too. But I'll try and do more vlogs once this whole, I don't know if we can say it anymore, but situation is done. I'll start filming outside again. I started doing hikes recently, so that's fun, but that's about it. So if you're new, then hit subscribe and stick around. Our channel is growing ever so steadily, but I do believe that it will keep growing if more people reach out. And yeah, leave a comment. I like to read all of them, considering we have none. So yeah, bye guys, stay safe.